Welcome to Amplify with Amit, a podcast where we will dive into the life stories of individuals from all walks of life. And today I have one of the amazing guests, Wida Tausif. Vida is an author, she is a community ambassador, and a mom to beautiful kids. So, Vida, firstly, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me at your show. I'm sure it's going to be an amazing show.
Absolutely, absolutely. I know Vida since so many years now, and only one thing I can say is she is such an inspiration, not only for me, but for so many other girls and the boys, who are watching her. Vida, she has inspired countless people and she continues to make a profound impact to the community. She truly amplifies the positive changes. I cannot wait to dive into your story and to learn and to share with our viewers. So, firstly, to our viewers, if you can please tell a bit more about yourself. Who is Wida Tausif?
So, Wida Tausif, I was born in Afghanistan, and when I was a baby, my family migrated to Pakistan. We stayed in Pakistan for about 9.5 years, and then we moved to New Zealand. Mm-hmm. So New Zealand was the country that I started setting up my goals and my dreams, what I wanted to be. And obviously it was going to be really challenging. So as a child growing up, I faced racism, discrimination, not because of my accent, but it was more because of my skin color and where I was from. And coming from a country called Afghanistan, back then it was full on, Absolutely. If you were from Afghanistan, then you were a terrorist. Yeah. Because all they could think of was Osama bin Laden. Okay, so you're related to Osama bin Laden. So in primary school, I had no language. I struggled a lot. I was bullied. I was thrown eggs and tomatoes. I was labelled as a terrorist. It was very traumatizing for me. Very, very traumatizing. Even though me and my brother went to the same school, but I was the one coping with the bullying because there was no confidence in me, no self-esteem, and no language. Because my brother he could speak. He was able to speak the language. Yeah. So he had attended English classes in Pakistan, where it was with me. It was completely zero. So I really struggled in primary school. I struggled a lot. I did overcome my fears, and I think primary school for me was, the key to my to starting my goals. Yeah. And I decided that, what, I am going to write, and I'm going to express everything in paper. Yeah. And that's when my journey of writing began. So I started writing stories. I did creative writing, and I went on to, so in New Zealand we have primary school, intermediate, then high school. Yeah. So it doesn't go straight to high school after primary. So primary is from grade 1 to grade 6, and then 7 and 8 is intermediate, and then high school is grade 9 to 13. So I continued writing, and then in high school I started getting my work published, and I was getting supported a lot by my teachers, and it motivated me a lot. I was published in the state poetry book as well, which gained more attention. I got involved in my own community, started doing spoken poetry, and both in Dari, Persian language, and English. And I participated in the Indian radio stations as well, which was really, I was really on top of it. Yeah. And then when I moved here, I decided that I want to publish a book now. It's time for me to publish a book. Yeah. I published my first book, Don't Give Up On Your Dreams. At the same time, I got involved in community engagement. So I was an advocate. I advocated for women's rights, children as well. I was very involved with the local community, working with refugee families and supporting children English as a second language in schools as well. Yeah. So I was working in schools, I was running playgroup. So I was doing a variety of things. I was multitasking. And that's when I challenged myself. Okay, I thought to myself one night and I said, look, if I'm going to do writing, I want to do more than this. If I'm engaged in the community, then this is something that I can actually use to send my messages across
Yeah.
and support the communities, not just the local communities across Victoria. So I was very involved in the Indian community and the Afghani community and the Pakistani communities. I was getting my voices out there. I participated in beauty pageants, and not that I was wanting to get into modelling. So for me, it was all more of my journey of how I began in this journey. And I did face a lot of challenges being a woman, young woman. You know, I was single, not married, so there was also the fear of people for me that, you know, if I am really engaged as a young Afghani Muslim woman, so they were referring me as a young Afghani Muslim woman, which why for me, I wasn't referring myself as a young Afghani woman. For me, it was, you know, just a young woman getting out there and doing something. But unfortunately, I was labelled as a young Afghani woman trying to break stereotypes. And that is not the case, what I wanted. So even till now, like, I do face these challenges. And I was, the concerns were that, you know, if you're going to continue this, then no one's going to marry you. You're going to stay single. You know, because you're losing your dignity, you're losing your reputation, and this is a disgrace. So it took me a while to not listen to these individuals in the community and continue moving forward. I was more involved. I attended a TV show online through, it was in Afghanistan, so this TV show had millions of followers and viewers as well. It was a huge achievement for me, but at the same time looking through the comments on social media that, you know, if you come to Afghanistan, we're going to behead you. That kind of scared me for a moment. I was like, oh, whoa, what am I getting myself into? But you know what, in the back of my head, I was, you know, like, telling myself, no, don't listen to these negative comments, or you just focus on your goals. So I continued, and I got married. My husband has been really supportive, so he's been the one that's, you know, has pushed me to get into. Oh, actually, before I got married, I actually published another book. So my second book, Aliens Don't Belong on Earth. So I launched that book in 2017, and I was really, like, active in the community back then. But then once I got married, so obviously marriage came in the way, and I got so busy, so I had to take a break and just focus on my marriage life. But through the scenes, like, I was still doing a bit of, I'm not sure, I didn't mention about my reporting. So I was actually working for the Indian Sun magazine. I had my own column where I would interview artists from around the world, whether it was Bollywood, Hollywood, or Afghanistan or Iran. So I did that behind the scenes as well. Not many people know this, but I was involved in Hollywood as well, in Bollywood.
Amazing.
One of the individuals I interviewed was quite huge. He was the director of Kambaktish.
Okay.
So it was really good, and then we got into interviewing actors and models and as well. So that's something that I've always enjoyed doing on the side, because I used to do it within my own community, but then when I joined the Indian Sun back in 2000, and I'm pretty sure, I think it was 2014 and 15, I still do contribute now and then, but not really like involved as much, but it's up to me. Back then it was the print, now it's just online. But it was, you know, it was a great experience for me to work with different communities and support and get involved in huge, you know, some like people like from the Hollywood. I've actually interviewed Mr. Amit, the superstar, as well. Yes. So then my book launched. So I launched my second book, and then I got married, and I took a break from everything, and then I became pregnant, and then I was like, okay, I think I need to completely take a break. But just before I had my kids, I did participate in another beauty pageant, and I was a winner there as well.
Amazing.
So I've won 2 beauty pageants, which was really interesting, unexpected. But again, for me, it was not about modeling. It was more about getting the story out. And then I had written Ali Goes to School a long time ago. So it was my goal to get this book published back then, but then because I had the break, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna completely take a break. But I still had a diary. So I would still, my writing hadn't finished. It
Yeah.
was, just focusing on my diary and about my daily life, what's going on in my life.
Yeah.
So I was adding on to my biography. That's something that, guys, it may come in the future. So I'm working on it. I'm working on my biography.
Amazing.
Thank you. So, and then 2022, my husband said, okay, I think you need to start submitting articles to school, to publishers. And I did, and then 6 weeks later, I was accepted.
Amazing.
So, but the journey obviously was really delayed. It was a long process, only because, there was delays in the finding a good illustrator and just back and forth. There was things happening. And, and then finally, it was published in November, and now it's been launched. And
and we are at the book launch of Ali Goes to School, and here is the book. So we would highly recommend to all of you guys to buy it. Is it available online for people?
Yes, it's definitely, it is. All my books are available for buying online. So
Online available,
they're
we'll
all
put the
available
links
online.
down there.
Yes.
So now the book is here with us, but except raising your voice, what do you think that, being an author or publishing all these books, what other impact community you are seeing to give it back to the community?
So the impact, with the events that I've attended, as an author, as a guest, I have been actually asked if I could, support the local community with becoming authors.
Yeah.
So that's one of the impacts that I feel really, really proud of, that, people are looking up to me in the community, and also children. My goal is to support these children who have got fears of school and kindergarten. That, school is not a scary place, and kindergarten is not a scary place. As an early childhood educator, I've always made sure that the environments and the settings that I have offered children, it's based on trust and respect and security, and my relationship with the families is based on those. And I feel that when children have a safe environment that's built on trust and respect, then they feel happy. And with getting these messages across, it has has had a good impact. Like so far, like with my first and second book, I've had a good impact on children. I've had kids now, they're teenagers, they are writing stories as well. So which is for me, it's a valuable feeling for me now. I feel valued that I've got kids looking up to me too. And like today at the book launch, I had my kinder kids here too. And they have grown.
That's amazing. So now the book is launched, but as you said that you have faced all these challenges, more of the logistic sides. But what challenges Wida face? You must have been going so much of internal trauma, like no, I want to give up, or no, I want to write this. Because somewhere when you start writing or anything like this, filming or something like this, when you start picking up your pen and start to write something on your diary, and then at one point your thoughts started to sort of fade out sometimes, and then you have to just maybe take a break. So what sort of challenges Wida faced while writing these books?
So, I know, like I said before, Amit, those comments I was reading, and sometimes when I was writing, I could reflect back those moments, okay, if I'm, I was thinking to myself, I was actually questioning myself, if I continue writing, if I'm continuously active, what if something happens to me? What if, these extremists, do something to me and my family? I need to protect my family and myself. So, but then in the back of my head, I would say, hey, don't listen to this. Don't ignore these comments. I'm always there. And last year when I won the Refugee Year of 2024 award,
congratulations.
Thank you. When the mayor actually, handed me the award, and the moment that I accepted that award, I felt that I've got a sense of responsibility upon me. I can't stop. I can't give up. I need to continue this because the community is depending on me, and I've got people contacting me if I can give them the support. Just like today, I had a young woman who approached me and said, I write poetry. I want to write a book. Can you what sort of support can you give me? These things give me a sense of responsibility, and that keeps me going.
Amazing.
And then after I accepted the award, the mayor actually approached me and she really inspired me. She actually shared her personal experience, which really, you know, motivated me, and I made me think about who I am, you know. After so many years, I was actually proud of myself. Like, I'm not sure if it was the type of reward that I was receiving, but I felt like the whole community standing up, and then, you know, doing a round of applause, and then I've got the mayor giving me feedback. You know, I thought to myself, I'm like, okay, you know, this is a proud moment, and I need to continue.
Absolutely, you know, you should be proud of yourself, because we all are so proud of yourself.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And you know, as you said that your previous book was Aliens Don't Belong to Earth, so clearly the aliens who have those negative voices, whether it's on your socials and, you know, putting any negative impact in your life, they don't have any place in your
yes.
So just if to someone, you know, in this busy days or in this century, now we are going more towards social and there are very less book readers, but what suggestion or what, you know, you want to say to all these people in terms of book, how can they transform the life?
Yes, so I know at the moment, like, print's not really popular, but ebook is there. So all of my books have actually been published as ebook as well. So my message to the young generation out there who are very involved on social media is to make a difference. Use your social media accounts to make a difference. You know, life is full of opportunities, and if you can support a young child or young person, do it, because our children are the future and they need a lot of support.
Absolutely. I've read a quote some time back that people who don't know how to speak, they are now speaking more, and people who know how to speak, you know, they don't speak. So people like you now who know how to speak, and then you're using that platform through your books, through the social media, and, you know, creating a positive impact for the community, for the kids, and so does for the people who gonna read this book, whether it's on the ebook or whether the hard copy. Please do read it, get some learnings from it, and try to make impact or positive change in others' lives as well. All right, so on that note, we will move towards our next segment, which is Amplify movement. So in Amplify movement, I'm going to ask you one question, and that is that, can you recall a moment when you felt that your work had a lasting you know, impact on someone's life?
Yes. So I've always been involved working in education. So there was a time when I sat down with a child, and this child had a lot of passion in writing. So we sat down and we made up a story about the space. And this story was actually turned into a book.
Okay.
Yes, and it was published.
Amazing.
So the family was so amazed and fascinated that their child can actually do something. And having the story turned into a book was a huge deal for the kindergarten.
It is.
So the whole kindergarten had a copy of the book. So this was a really big impact on the kindergarten and the organization and the family.
Absolutely.
So this was one of them, but one of the other ones that I feel like has been an impact in the community is for young women to who have actually started having a voice. I've been involved, you know, in the community for a number of years now, and during my first early years when I was involved, I used to work with a group of women who were very conservative. No, I would say they came from a conservative family, but they had no voice. There was fear, you know, if they could speak up, you know, their husbands might find them or hear their voice, and they might get in trouble and might get deported back to their country. So what I did was that I linked these women to services, which really had a lasting impact on the group that they were in and the organization that they were part of as well, secretively. And then I heard stories that, you know, after they were linked, they were actually getting all the support they needed, and their rights weren't violated anymore, because unfortunately their rights were violated by their families.
The younger Wida who has faced such racism, being an Afghani girl. I'm sure you must have now, if you are looking back into that younger Vida, you must have learned some lessons from your life, and then you want to give one piece of advice. So what piece of advice you would give to younger Vida and also to our viewers?
No matter what you go in life, the negatives will pass.
Yeah.
Everything passes. It's all temporary, Don't deepen yourself in that moment. Don't lose yourself in that moment, because that moment will pass.
Yeah.
It may be traumatic, but it's gonna go.
Excellent.
Focus on the positives and keep moving forward, and work on your goals and your dreams, because life is too short, honey.
Yeah.
And you want to do something in life.
Okay, so on that note, we're gonna move to our fun segment,
sounds
which
great.
is amplifier questions.
Okay.
So pretty much like a rapid fire. So
amazing.
try to be
Like Karan Johar.
Like Karan Johar, absolutely. So because we are on Amplify with Amit, so we're gonna use it amplify round,
Beautiful.
and we're gonna try to be as rapid, as amplify as possible.
Sounds great.
All right. So, which book had the biggest impact on your life?
There was a book that I read in my intermediate school. Go and Ask Esther. It's a very old book, and also Anna Frank. I don't know, those two books had a huge impact on me, particularly Anne Frank as well. It made me, focus more on my daily reflections about my life. Reading her diary, Anne Frank's diary, it's it's such an amazing. Obviously, it's very traumatic.
Yeah.
But I found that if someone could be locked up and focus on their writing, someone like me who isn't locked up,
Yeah.
I can do so much with my book. I can write so many books. I can get everything out there. I've lived in different countries. Yes, I haven't gone through the same experience as Anne Frank, but I have like my family have gone through war.
Yeah.
I come from a war-torn country, and life has been pretty dramatic. Like back in Pakistan too.
Yeah.
So yeah, those two books really. Go and Ask Esther. It's a book about a young girl who goes through like family dynamics, and it's quite sad, but in some ways you could anyone could resonate, because it's all about family.
Yeah.
We all have family issues.
Absolutely.
It's something that's in our daily life.
Yeah.
You can't lie about that. So yeah, those two books really had really huge impact on me, because I could resonate in some ways with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right. So the next one is, what is your go-to motivational quote?
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. That's what I say to everyone. I'm going to teach my kids as
Yeah.
well. That's just how I'm going to raise my kids. You just keep going. You don't
Absolutely.
stop. The
Don't
road
stop.
doesn't have an ending.
Absolutely.
Keep
No
going.
matter what, just
Yes.
keep going. All right. So, Vida, an author, or Vida the educator?
Both.
Both? Absolutely.
Because I do embed what I do in my role as an educator as well. In my role as an author, I do embed it in my kindergarten sessions, and as well as at home being a mum. It's sometimes it's full on, but I'm raising two kids, and I need to make sure that I do something. I support them. I give them all the support they need, because our kids are future, and they build the country.
Great. Yeah. So, but if something Vida has to be more, what is more close to your heart, being author or being an educator?
Author.
Author.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So, Vida the author or Vida the community ambassador?
I would say community ambassador.
Yeah.
Yes, because my role is to make a difference.
Absolutely.
That's my personal view as well, and this is what I've always wanted to do, because facing discrimination and racism as a child, and I set my goal that I will make a difference.
Yeah.
When I grow up, as I'm growing up, I will continue until I die. I need to make a difference, because no child, no little girl or boy should go through this.
Absolutely.
It's traumatic. And I was getting bullied by not even New Zealanders. They were Islander kids. They were calling me migrant, where they were migrants themselves.
Yeah.
So it's really hurtful. And I can, even in kindergartens, you can see a bit of bullying involved as well. So a community ambassador, yes, this is what I want to do. I want to get my messages across and say that, that this bullying does still exist. We need to do something about this.
Absolutely. How was the pageant life?
The pageant was an interesting experience. Honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. It was quite challenging for me.
Yeah.
It was quite challenging because no one in my family had done pageant.
Absolutely.
No one that I knew from the community had done one. I mean, there was one, but this person was an interstate, not even in Melbourne. So it was extremely challenging because I had to read and face a lot of negativity, which was really hurtful for me.
Yeah.
You know, it was about looks, it was about the body image, everything. You know, I was getting taunted.
Absolutely.
And I was getting picked on social media. So I would say the process was enjoyable and a bit challenging.
Yes, absolutely. So what is next for Wida? Any other upcoming projects? I have also seen that you have launched your clothing line also with this.
Yes.
So tell us a bit more about that and what are your future plans?
So I've got a few projects. So currently I'm actually trying to get, it's getting published. Ali Makes a Friend. So that's the sequel of Ali Goes to School. And also I'm working on the clothing line as well.
Yeah.
So I'm actually, in the future, I want to continue working on Ali's sequels and just maybe focus on different themes, because that's the next one is focused on friendship, but it's mainly focused on friendship.
Yeah.
And also it's focused on diversity and cultural diversity as well. So Ali Makes a Friend is it's a story about a young boy whose mom is Afghani and dad is Persian.
Okay.
And then he makes friends with his neighbor his mom is French and dad is Australian. So this book there's a lot of cultural diversity involved in this. And the clothing line, I'm hoping to get the clothing line out there in the shops as well. So at the moment, I'm in talks.
All right. And on that note, after this inspiring story, we are towards the end. So Wida, thank you so much for sharing your incredible journey with all of us. Your insight on education, community building and personal growth is very inspiring.
Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you so much. Any last message you want to give to our viewers?
Thank you so much for having me on your show. And again, guys, everyone out there, please support your kids. Support your daughters, support your sons. Kids are futures. All your youngsters, do something, make a difference in the community, because you are capable of doing anything. You are very capable. So try to use your skills. Everyone has got, each and everyone in this world have got a talent. They've got skills. You all have skills and talents. Use it in a way that you can make a difference.
Absolutely. That's an amazing message, that use your talent, use your skills and make a difference. So thank you so much for that. Thank you again.
Thank you so much for having me on the show.
And for all my viewers, so this was Amplify with Amit, where we are looking to amplify your growth. And if you like this show, please do like, share, subscribe, and we will see you in the next episode. Thank you.
Thank you so much.